Okay, this is Brent from TradeGuild.blogspot.com, and it is still November 20th, actually November 21st. It's 12:30 in the morning, and this is part two, and we just got done looking at HS on the short side. So let's move along here, and next up is WPI Pharmaceuticals, and this is drugs generic. Basically, the drug companies are getting slaughtered right now, and I'll show you some of that in a minute here. But this one's just totally broken down. Huge gap over here. It looks like it's kind of struggling with these longer upper shadows on those candles. So it looks like that resistance is in effect over there with that 22-day moving average coming down. Big volume on that gap down. Here's some distribution indicators here. So we see money stream is really low and TSV is below the zero line. So WPI, the way I would play this one, I think, is I would probably look for a short somewhere up in this 25.25 area, and I would have a stop at 25.50. Just give it a shot and have a real tight stop on that, and see what happens. There's definitely, I would think, going to be some resistance up here around 25.90 maybe on the top of that gap that occurred right here. So you can keep that in mind, and maybe it interests you, maybe it doesn't. Next up here is INB, and INB, let's see what we got here. Okay, this is another just meltdown here in drugs, and this one just totally broke down on big volume and crashed right through that 200-day moving average. So it looks like it's just struggling again a little bit here. There's probably some resistance coming from this area back here. You know, we're in that neighborhood, and the 200-day moving average is in that neighborhood. So we've got these little, let me just clear that up a little bit. We've got these little dojis or spinning tops up here, and the volume has been light on that rally. So I think that's a possible short right there, and there's a big hammer over here. So probable, I would think that there's going to be some support in this level. So you might set that as your initial target, and maybe your stop goes somewhere above this 200-day moving average here in blue. That's how I would look at it anyway. So next up we have PLMD, Polymedica Corporation. And what do we have going on here? Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, there's another crossover there, the 22 under that 50, moving down. It's broke through the 200-day on big volume, kind of an attempted rally, I guess, or just kind of going sideways. So again, probably a short right around this 200-day moving average makes sense. If we zoom in a little bit, it's probable that we're going to see some resistance right in this area around, I don't know, 39.80 or so. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah, a big distribution there, as you can see, with money stream just making new lows, and BOP confirming it. And TSV is just in the gutter over here. So PLMD looks like a pretty decent short. And next up is NVS. Oh, I guess the cookies are done. Okay, here we go. NVS, let's get a trend channel up there. You can see a little bit clearer what's going on. Right now it's sitting at the bottom of this 100-day linear regression channel. Big volume there, you can see it. Right here, you look at the BOP in those candles, and it looks like this one is going to probably fall out of that channel pretty soon. So let's see how we can play this one. I think maybe I would probably look for a rally up to this level in here where that gap occurred, somewhere around 58.90 or 58.80, I would say, close to that 50-day moving average, and maybe a stop just above 59 over there, and see if this one will bounce for you. I think we have a 1.5% dividend right there, so keep that in mind. I'm not sure if PLMD, let's see if that one had it. Yeah, 1.5% dividend on that one too. And INB didn't have one. WPI doesn't have one. So just keep that in mind before you jump into the short position there. like I was saying before, you'll be held responsible for paying that dividend since you are in possession of the stock. So SGP, again, another drug manufacturer. They're just looking horrible. Broke down through that 50-day moving average. There's that rally on the light volume into the 50-day acting as resistance, and the 22 is about ready to cross under. So SGP looks like a really decent short, I think, right here. And let's take a look at the distribution. You can see TSV there has been under that zero line for the last week or so into this rally. So no cooperation in TSV as far as accumulation. So that's good for a short. And let's see what the trend channel looks like here. Yeah, so that's going to stop up there, right around the same place the volume weighted average price is on that 10-day period. So it's around 22.30. So you know, I think it's probable that it's probably not going to go much higher than it is now. It doesn't look like it anyway. But if you want to give it a little more space and try for a longer term position, then that's probably a pretty decent area, and that's going to move down every day. All right, so next up we have OSCID, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that one. And basically what we have here is a biotech that is under its 50-day moving average, and we had a big, almost an engulfing day today, almost an engulfing candle. And this one, you know, I'm not even sure why I brought this one up. It's down 10% today. I guess, you know, maybe if it rallies back up to towards that 50-day moving average, maybe we have something there. So that's one, I guess, just to put on the watch list. WYE, right away, that's a 2.10% dividend yield on that one. Here's the breakdown right here on big volume, the rally up on light volume into resistance. And I'm going to show you that resistance a little clearer. Let's see, let's get a better chart here for that. Here's former support, and that's acting as resistance. Now you can see the spinning tops over here. Basically, there's not a whole lot of momentum as far as what the bulls are able to accomplish with that diminishing volume there. And there's TSV, can't even get above its own moving average, way down there below the zero line. So no cooperation there. Doesn't look like this looks like a failed rally, and it's probably a pretty decent short here. Now you'll probably notice a lot of these drug manufacturers, a lot of them are major drug manufacturers, so there's not a whole lot of volatility here. If you're new to shorting, maybe this is something you might want to take a look at, because I don't think they're going to run away too far on you, except for some of the biotechs. If something, you know, comes out, some big news, those really can run on you. But on the other hand, you don't have as much profit potential either. So these are positions that probably require some degree of leverage to make them work, at least to my standards anyway. I like volatility. Here's a major drug manufacturers. I just wanted to show you this, see what's happening here. Look how they tracked on that 22-day moving average here in red. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Come up to the elections here. Boom, break down under that 50-day moving average. Democrats scare them to death. And there's that little light volume rally back into resistance as that 22 has crossed below the 50 over here in red, 22, and yellow for the 50. So that's the industry group, major drug manufacturers. Not looking too spiffy there, I don't think. So let's take a look at NOVEN, or actually symbol NOVN, sorry about that. Again, indicative of what's going on in drugs. This is drug delivery. No dividend on that one. Broken down below that 50 a little bit earlier than the election, and it just kind of went sideways a little bit here. I don't know. Maybe this tries to rally up to that 50-day moving average. That might make a little sense here, so keep an eye on that one. Again, there's that distribution in BOP, and time segmented volume just not looking too healthy there for a long. So that's a decent short. That's all the time we have for this video. Be back with another.